All right, so I guess we'll get started here. For those of you that don't know, I'm Vince Califano. I'm the Market Center trainer here at Fair Oaks. So you will see me around quite often, and most of you have already met with me. Those of you who have not will meet with me. My role is to help you guys with all technology needs, going over command and that kind of stuff. So today, we're talking about goals that matter. Believe me when I say this, they matter, because if you don't set your goals, you kind of flounder around and get lost and you really don't know what to do and what you're aiming for. So it may not seem important at first, but setting some of the things at the beginning will help you long term, making sure that you're making specific goals and moving forward instead of just staying flat. So pretty much know everyone except for two people here. What's your name?
My name is Rhonda.
You're Rhonda?
It's my first.
Awesome, congratulations.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah.
And what's your name?
My name is Adam.
You're Adam?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I think Matt was talking to you over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so hello, everyone in Zoom. I see Francine's there. Hi, Francine.
Hi, Vince. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
What's
All
going
right.
on? Happy Monday.
Yeah. Out there in Zoom, how was your weekend? We kind of talked a little bit in here. You guys have a good weekend at all?
I did. I had a pretty good weekend. I got 2 new listings.
All right.
Sweet. Yep.
That's
Yeah.
a really good weekend. What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Not pretty, but that's awesome.
Brandy, I saw you on mute. Did you want to say anything?
I was just gonna say, had a good weekend.
Okay, well, that's good. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. So this is what y'all should be doing every day. And why I say y'all, because y'all are all successful agents, period. And there's no any other way to look at it. I consider all you successful. So these are the types of things that you should be doing on a daily basis. You should be growing your business by lead generating. You should be making seller listing presentations. You should be making buyer presentations, and you should be previewing real estate. And that all will help you grow your business. Some of the other things you should be doing on a daily basis to run your business is market seller listing, show buyers houses, negotiate contracts, transaction management, vendor management, set goals, which is where we're at today, compliance and risk management, attending training and get coaching, and manage your money. If you're anything like me, I have my wife manage my money and I have no idea where it's at.
Hey, Vince,
Yo,
I can't see that screen. All I see is where be your own boss. That's what I see.
Second.
hold on a second, we're gonna get that fixed there. Oh, I clicked the wrong one, my
Now?
bad.
God, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry about that, everyone. I apologize. I clicked on the wrong screen.
Vince, you-
So, moving on a little bit, what we're doing today. So we are focusing on the grow business side, lead generate for buyers and sellers, and on the run business side, set goals and attend training and coaching. So from there, what's your big life? What kinds of things are in your big life? Give me some examples. Family.
Making money.
Money. You're buying a house, making money. A lot of money. I like that. Anyone else? What's in your big life?
Free time.
Free time? How about you?
Retire.
Retire. Yes.
Yeah,
Vacations.
Retire.
Cool. Good. Lots of things.
Funded retire.
So I don't know, most of you probably haven't read The One Thing yet. It's a book by Gary Keller. And there's a lot of really great things in that book. One of the quotes we have here is, who we are and where we want to go determine what we do, what we accomplish. That's part of your big life. That's one of how you should look at setting goals. So, like I said, most of you probably haven't read the one thing yet. I do suggest you go out and get it. I do think we have a couple copies floating around the office here. If you do want to look at it, it definitely helps you get you into the correct mind state of we all have deficiencies included. Well, I almost turned that thing off. See, it's still on me. It's still on me. All right, cool. Yeah, you guys have probably heard some of my stories before, so we're not even really going to go over them again. So when you see this, what do you think?
Shows you your time and effort and
What you put into it and what you get.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think most new agents do?
think we're working hard.
Constant action.
You think small. You get small actions. So you're thinking, I want to make 100,000. That'd be awesome for you. So you take the actions for only $100,000. What if you thought, I want to make $1 million this year? You take the actions to make $1 million in a year. Now what happens if you reach that goal? You're still over $100,000. So even though you shot really high, you did make that goal, you shot higher, and your outcome was higher than what your small outcome would be. So as you can see a little bit more here, there's a box. And you can see there's a little box for the actions and time spent on small outcomes, and there's a much bigger box on the time and effort and thinking for bigger outcomes. So what we're going to talk a little bit about is how big is your box? What are some of your goals? Right now, before we even did this, and now you're reevaluating right now as we're going over this, what was your original outcome? What was your first box? Where were you at? What were you thinking? How small? Well, for you're a little different. So, but you're small is different than they're small. What are some of your guys' initial goals? What were you thinking? What monetary wise? What were you thinking for the year?
For the year. Okay, I was thinking like one time frame.
Yeah, we're just gonna say for a year right now. That's it. Easy enough.
My first thought was I just want to close my first deal.
That's not a bad thing. What if you were thinking about closing the next 5 days?
Yeah.
How would that change things? That would change your thinking completely, right?
It would change my actions.
Exactly.
I worked harder to get.
Exactly. What about you? What was your goal for the year?
Wanted that close house.
What, that's a good goal. What about you?
Like 100,000.
100,000? Because that's probably
Deals, yeah.
the most money you pretty much ever made in your life. Right? I don't want to assume, but I assume. Rhonda, what about you? What were some of your goals? Just coming in fresh, brand new, what were you?
One house for the year.
One house for the year? How much would 3 houses in a year change your life?
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit?
Yeah.
Alex, what about
That's
you?
my thinking now.
Yeah.
After hearing this, it's changing.
Yeah, don't worry, we're gonna change it completely here. Alex, what about you? Adam, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
And or just getting educated.
More educated?
Yeah, just learning the process. Then you know, jump in fluently
Right.
and sell as many houses as I can.
Okay,
No
that's
limit
good.
on it.
Yeah. What about on Zoom? What are some of your goals and outcomes that you thought previously and now that may have changed?
I wanted to do 9 transactions the first year, and I think that's still reasonable. I should aim higher. And I need it, and I'm changing my thinking. So
Yeah.
aim for
exactly.
more,
That's-
and then I'll get more than that.
Yes. If you think maybe I can do 15, and you
Right.
start shooting for 15, and all of a sudden you hit 11 or 12, it's still bigger than what you were originally thinking. And each year, as you expand upon that, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Eventually, you're at the point of thinking, "Oh my God, I never thought I could actually do this," and then you've accomplished it, and then your whole world is completely changed. It. So we all build walls. We all have that kind of stuff. I still have plenty of my walls up, so don't think you're not the only one. Something else we're going to look at. I think on page 3 in your books, if you're on Zoom, it should be in page 3 on the packet that was in the chat. figuring out your big life. So in there, no, it's not. So in there, you're going to have a circle and 5 rectangles. The 5 rectangles are going to be the things that you would like to make important to you, whether it's family, a cause, or something like that. So what I want you guys to do is go through those things, pick 5 things, whatever they are, and write them in the boxes, 1 in each box. And we'll eventually give that a number value. And then in the center is what's going to cost to do all those things. So whatever it is, it could be as big or as small as you want it to be, but the idea here is to find things that help you pursue your big life or your goals for your big life. Some examples, maybe as you can see up here, pay off mortgage, get through school debt free, donate to a cat habitat, whatever it is, and give a value to what you think that should be, whether it's an overall goal or something personally you want to be. And then when you're done with that, add up all that plus what you think you deserve for yourself. I'll give you guys a few minutes to do that. So some of the other things to think about while you're doing that, some parts of your big life will require time as well as money. So just put that in there as well, what that time would cost. How valuable is that time? Yeah.
And the seven has really amount.
Now, what it would cost to do all those things in general. You may not get to all that in the year, but over however long, it's just an idea to give you how much it would cost to do all those things. So it will probably be a number that more than what you're making in the year, just because these are not all goals that you're going to do this year, but these are goals that you want to achieve at some point. So it gives you an idea of how much money you make overall to achieve some of these goals. Some of these goals are this year, some of these goals are 3 years, some of these 5 years. Right, does anyone want to share some of their goals? Some of their rectangles?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I didn't.
Pay off your car?
Yeah.
How much would that cost? 35,000. Rhonda, what do you got?
Live comfortably,
What is live comfortably to you?
200,000
A year?
a year.
A year, okay. Anyone else?
I love to pay my house,
How much would that cost?
126.
126? Anyone on Zoom?
$300,000.
And what is that for?
I need 300,000, Vince,
To what?
to pay off my student loans,
Okay,
to put more money into a 401k so that I have income, and to buy a property this year.
all right,
Passive income.
okay. And so your circle in the center, what are some of those numbers? How big are those? numbers?
They're pretty big.
Okay, well,
I got 750,000.
750,000, anyone else?
I have $1 million.
You got $1 million? I
Nice.
like that. Okay, if you're not comfortable saying the numbers, perfectly fine, there's nothing wrong with that. I didn't say the first time I went through tonight, I definitely didn't say it either because that was a really big number and I didn't want to be held accountable. That's how I am. That's one of my big walls that I have. So it's definitely there and it's definitely something to use to motivate you. I know sometimes it seems a little bit scary, but it's there for motivation and some accountability. So next we're kind of going to go over where does your money go. So for every dollar you make, you are splitting it somehow, some way with someone in the real estate business. Part of that money, depending on your situation, you're sharing with the other agent. You're sharing money with the market center. You have to pay your business expenses, and the rest of it goes to you. And also, don't forget to pay your taxes. That comes out of the you section. Doesn't come off the top. It comes out of your section. All right, that's important to note. So, as you can see, 50%, this is very general numbers. These are not specific whatsoever to this specific location, but what usually happens is for the other agent, they say you split it 50%. It's not really that way, but we're just going to go with their numbers today. Then you're going to split with the market center. That is part of your split fees that you do pay for the market center and KWRI. And then you have a split for your business expenses. This is going to be whatever business expenses you have, as in paying for marketing, any signs that you put up, flyers, anything else that could come, any administrative people that you have working with you, that's going to come out of that as well. And finally, the rest of it goes to you, the take home. So this is definitely not right. The average home does not sell for 300,000 in this area. So again, we're just going to go with their numbers for right now. The GCI is definitely not right either. So just keep that in mind here. And here's what we're going to do. You guys are going to calculate yours off of those numbers. So here at our market center, up in the top box there, the top left, we're going to look at GCI times a percentage. That's going to be times 20%. So your GCI times 20%, and you guys will cap at 15,000. Okay, so that's going to be the next red line. Once you get to 15,000, you no longer will be paying that market center company dollar. That will end. That's what we call cappers. That's what all those people on the red wall out there are. Once they cap, they don't pay the rest of that money for the rest of the year. They roll over and start over. The next box down is the franchise royalty that goes to KWRI. That is always 6%, stops at $3,000. So once you get to those two numbers, everything else is yours for the rest of the year. But in this case, we're going to
Can I ask a question?
go for it.
So the top number is 15,000, not 27,000. Is that what you said?
No, that's the number that they are using for this.
He's saying like in the little boxes,
So you're gonna put your number, which is 20% here, and capped at 15,000. This number is from this and this. So you're gonna take this number and multiply it by the 20%. Yeah, they get kind of weird with this. 3,000. No, yeah, that 27,000 is wrong. So that should be 15,000.
So we pay 18,000 and then we make
Yes.
the rest of it.
18,000 you pay in your splits, and the rest of the money, 18,000 for the year is what you guys pay to the market center and KWRI. So yeah, this one's a little confusing. That number is definitely wrong. You guys are not paying 30,000 in splits. This is where it all comes together. So some of you have already got a net income for the year that you're thinking in your head. Go ahead and put that number there in the net income goal area. We know we're not at 30,000, we're at 18,000 for you guys. They're estimating 50,000 in business expenses. Brand new agents are definitely not up that high, but it definitely can get to that point as you move forward. And then you're gonna add boxes A, B, and C together to get your actual GCI. Total GCI. By the average. Oh, so then they average it by total. Okay. Okay, cool. They really do this very confusing. This,
You said B was 18,000?
yeah, 18,000. Yes, for us, it's 18,000. You're gonna take the 15,000 and the 3,000, add that together. You'll, yeah, and then some of you that are in coaching have a 10% coaching fee as well, and I believe that's 3 transactions in, and after that goes up. It varies for situation to situation. I'm not gonna talk about the coaching fees just because not everyone has them. And then you're going to get your average, divide that. Why do they do it this way? This is so... You're gonna divide D by E, that's what.
Because even though it's not that high.
I would just put it in anyway, just to be, for this situation. The new agents are probably gonna be closer to like 3,000 or less, just because way we're teaching you how to do it is go to open houses, call your sphere, use Op City, where most of that is free to you, except for Op City, where you're paying at the end, so you actually never see that portion of it. So take D, divide by E, and we're again saving the average commission is 9,000, so that's where that number comes from. And then that should be how many transactions you need to do per year to get to that net income goal. A little confusing what we got there, because like I said, I don't like the way this is set up. I usually do it much differently, but it still got us everything. What are some of your annual transaction goals with numbers you got? How many per year?
12, 13.
12 or 13? Pretty good number. And that's only at 9,000. Our average commission is closer to 12. So this is low.
You said I had to divide it.
D by E. And that should give you some kind of number 20-ish if you use the same calculations here, which they're not the same for most of us. So. Anyone else got a number? 12. Rhonda, you got a number?
I would go with 12.
You're gonna go 12? All right, sounds good to me. Anyone on Zoom?
I do 15. Can you
You
hear
got
me?
15?
Yeah.
Nice, that's a good number. Cool. So this is where we get into a little bit of the command stuff. This is my bread and butter. I know some of you are here specifically for that. So I'm gonna try to do this as best as I can right now. Yeah, well, give me a second to move this over. So in command, you're able to set a lot of these goals. And with that, makes your life a lot easier because you don't have to go and lose these papers, lose them on wherever you got them put at, that kind of stuff. Then I'll log into my command real quick here. No, I don't want to see. Where we're gonna go is over to settings. Click on your name, go to settings. And we're gonna go over here to command settings, reporting.
So should we have brought in a laptop
You
or?
Don't
iPad?
need to right now.
When I click recording down on my computer, it's not.
It's not loading for you either.
No.
Oh, that's fun. Okay. How are we gonna do this then? Are you supposed to? Glad I'm not the only. Well, this is gonna be kind of funny. Hold on. Let's see. Aha, score. So if you go to your dashboard and click on the goals in the goals widget, it'll bring you to the goals section here under reporting, which we couldn't get to. Goals settings is where we're gonna go next.
Where's all that?
On your dashboard, main page, you should have a widget, goals. Just click on the name goals. And that should bring you over to the goals log area here. It should be under the goals section. 2022 should be here, and then goals settings should be aqua box, whatever you want to call it. We're going to click on get started. And this is how you set your goals in command. So what we're going to start off is we're going to be looking here at the different options that you have here. You have a profit goal, you have a monthly profit goal, you have a business makeup, your average commission per unit, your GCI breakdown. So you have 3 different sections here, and then your annual profit, your cost of sales. Examples of cost of sales are splits to agents, transaction coordinators, ISAs, the market center / brokerage, as well as referral fees and other transaction dependent expenses. Cost of sales will only happen when a transaction happens. It's the only time that fee will get paid. So if a transaction is not happening, it is not a cost of sales. Below that, you have operating expenses. Examples are going to be salaries that you may be paying out, most lead generation and marketing expenses, education, occupancy, automobile expenses, that kind of stuff. Those happen regardless if you have a transaction happen. So those are where those sections come in. So on the goals, we're just going over everything under the goal settings. Did you get the goals? Goal settings, if you go back to the dashboard real quick. And scroll down. Goals. Yeah. Goal setting. And then just click get started and we'll get you there. So from there, we're going to go to the right-hand side and we're going to fill this out real quick. We're doing for this year, obviously. We're not doing for last year. Next year is not available yet. Next year will be available, I think, September, October, November, somewhere around that time frame. From here, what is your profit goal? How much do you want to make this year? That's where you're going to put that number in. I have set $300,000. From there, below that, you have your annual operating expenses. You can either make it a percentage or a fixed amount. In your guys' case, being new agents, I would just do fixed amount and pick a number that seems good to you, or you can do a percentage if you know your percentage. Ideally, what you want it to look like eventually is 40-30-30. That's generally where you want to get to. 40% goes to your profit, 30% goes to your business and cost of sales, and 30% goes to the operating expenses for your business.
What is the CI forecast?
15,000. 15,000. Or I'm sorry, 18,000.
No, but
15 and 3, 15 for the market center, 3,000 for international.
yeah, but yeah, they got
You just need to make 18,000. Give 18,000. 20% of each transaction goes to your market center cap. And then 6% of each transaction goes towards your international. You can cap as long as you do it within a year. If you can make as little or as much, if you don't make the 18,000 in total, you won't cap. So if you only do like 3 transactions, you're probably not cap. I mean, you can't cap if you do like 1.5 times, yeah. Cap. So there's not really a set specific number.
I have two, mine's a little different than yours, and I have, right below the one tier, 2022.
Mhm.
I have year-to-date sales,
Oh, wow, cool.
and that is messed up. Well, maybe not, but I don't know. When I
Just
first
put
went
it
in
0.
there,
Yeah, just put 0. You got something new.
it was generating.
That's probably why it's all screwy right now. They're adding some stuff in. You got it before I did. So some of you may see an extra box underneath what your annual profit is. It's year-to-date sales volume. It's going to be a new option to see what you've currently done for the year. If that number is there, mark it 0 if you're brand new. If you're not brand new and you know how much you've done for the year, put that number. From there, we're looking at, again, the operating expenses. Choose which one you want to go to. You have percentages for both expenses or cost of sales. If you go to fixed amount, they'll give you an amount. In my case, it's set for 30%, automatically does the 225 for each of them. I obviously am not spending that much money, but yeah. Below that, we have business makeup. So this is going to be what your business is like. Are you heavy on listings? Are you heavy on sellers? Do you do leases? New agents, I would probably be higher on the buyer side or do 50-50. Just to play it safe, Francine is heavy on the listing side because she's awesome with her 2 listings from this weekend.
That's funny.
Yeah, and then you have your average commission per unit. Our overall average for this entire market center is 11,700. That's how you can see the difference between the number that they gave you and the number that we have, and that's just for this specific market center. It may be different for other market centers in the other regions, but for here, I just put the average in 11,700. And from there, you're going to click on next. And it's going to bring you to your conversion ratios. Now, these are very general, very conservative, not conservative, very low conversion numbers. Y'all are going to do much higher than this. But right now it's set up as 5% from a lead to contact, 5% from contacts to appointment set, and so on and so forth with the 75%. I would willing to gather that Francine's numbers are much higher than this, probably closer in the 90s. For beginners or new agents, I would just leave these alone. There's supposed to be AI involved in this, and it's supposed to convert on its own as you use the opportunity section. I've not seen it that as of yet, but you can always come in here as you start to do your business and learn how well you are converting and change these numbers to meet those. So you definitely should be tracking overall how your business is doing. Hey, Francine, how important is it to track those types of things in your case, in your scenario? Oh, wow, look at that. Let's see if I can get this fixed. There we go. Okay, Francine is probably doing something. No big deal. So just for overall sake and for where we're at right now, just leave those at 75% and 5%. Like I said, later in the future, go back and change it. At the end of the year, you're definitely going to redo this over again. And by that point, you should have an idea of what your conversion ratios are. And that will help better estimate what you need to do for the year. So according to everything I've set up, I need to do 750,000 for the year to make my 300,000. All right, so 300 goes to me, 225 goes to my cost of sales, and operating expenses go to 225. All the conversion ratios are over here, and it gives you a breakup of everything you put. So then you go click on what's next. It brings you back to the beginning. Click the little X up over here, and this is where it sets you up at. Now, some of you that gone through tech orientation with me, I talked to you about this, the circles across the board in your goal section and how they were all zeros. Now they shouldn't be zeros anymore. Set your goals. The idea here is that these are milestone markers. If I pull in 80,000 leads and convert 3,500 to contacts, and I get 202 appointments set from those contacts, 152 of those appointments were kept, 114 out of those kept appointments, I got agreements, 86 of those 114 agreements, I got under contract, and 64 actually closed, would get me to 300,000 for the year. And you can see again the breakdowns over here. You can see the actions of your business, your breakdown, what you're doing. Right now I have 195 emails and that's it. So you can see some of the leads and stuff over here as well that correlates with this. This correlates with using opportunities. When we go into opportunities here, let me grab that. This is why opportunities become super important if you're going to use the goal setting and use opportunities at the same time. Each of these stages represents a number that gets you to potential or probable income. When we go to over here, we click on the detail section in the opportunity. Some of these numbers will match with those stages. So you have your appointment scheduled and appointment scheduled and appointment date. This goes along with the appointment kept option in the goal setting. When you set your appointment schedule, it will be appointment set. When you do appointment date, that is appointment kept. So that tallies those numbers. After that, when you move it from section to section, if you move this guy over to under contract, that tallies the under contract. That will tally under the under contract option in the goals. So that's why it's important if you're going to use those goals that you need to use the opportunities, because that moves everything across that plane. And eventually you get over to close. So that is about that particular section. I know I probably just confused the living daylights out of everyone. That's why you're going to come and meet with me later on so I can better explain to you your specific scenarios. We go grab the presentation now, that back up. Now we go. So that was pretty much that on the goals section in command. Again, a lot of information, a little amount of time, but knowing that you have something to track your goals that way is really valuable. This way you don't have to worry about losing it on a pad of paper and going, what were those numbers? I can't remember. Conversion ratio, what? Huh? Yeah, they're all set there. So getting to those goals, you have to do the right activities. Moving forward. Y'all gonna remember this 80-20 principle. 20% of your efforts give you 80% of your results. So you have your big rocks, those are your 20% of your effort. You have make more money, time, family, make more money, time with family, and be more organized. Get you those 80% results. Someone want to read this quote for me real quick?
What is the one thing you can do right now that would make everything else easier or unnecessary?
That's the one thing that you can do. It's different for everyone. So it's situational, but what's one thing that you can do that it boils down to one thing? If you do this one thing, everything becomes easy. Yeah, that one doesn't count. For John, it's waking up in the morning and running. If he wakes up in the morning and runs, he's so much more focused, clear, concise, gets through all his stuff.
I was trying to think of something like in the morning, because I have 2 4-year-olds that keep me on my toes. It's just so hard to get like motivated in the morning, because they're my primary focus.
If you get them set by a specific point in the morning, the rest of your day is better, right?
Yeah.
So that would be your one. Anyone else? What about on Zoom?
Exercise.
Exercising?
Yeah,
You feel more energetic throughout the rest of the day?
come on, like, yeah, I got that one done. I
Yeah.
can do it.
Your check mark, your first check mark off the day, you feel like you get
Yeah.
more. Anyone on Zoom got something, their one thing? So of course, we're back to this again. You're gonna see this all the time. These are things that you should be doing pretty much every day. You need to grow your business to be able to run your business. If you're not growing your business, you don't have business at all. So why would you be doing anything to run your business stuff? Lead generating obviously is your main focus. You may be in real estate, but your job is lead generation. If you're not lead generating, you're not growing your sphere. If you're not growing your sphere/database, you're not going to be able to get that income that you want to be able to do your rectangles on that piece of paper. So that's why it's super important. How else can you track your goals? 4-1-1. This is really the best way for you to track yourself for the year, for the month, and for the week. You set a goal, your annual goal. What is it? What is it? Your annual goal? You generally do 2 4-1-1s, one for business and one for personal. So you have 2 separate ones. What is your annual goal for your business? Is it to make X amount of money? Is it to sell X amount of real estate? Is it whatever it is? You choose. Most people end up how much money they want to make. What monthly goal for this month helps you get to that annual goal? So the idea is if you're putting, we're just going to use this number, $100,000. What do you need to do this month to help you reach that goal for $100,000? Probably sell a property, 1 or 2, whatever that number you want it to be. So you put that in there. What in this week will help you reach that monthly goal? Calling your sphere, open houses, up city, whatever other lead generation you do, you should be accounting how much you do per day in the week. So you have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. This breaks down to in a different chart for daily within the week as well. This just is easiest way to see it overall. So how many contacts do you need to have in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 to reach your month? How many contracts do you need to write? How many phone calls do you need to make? How many open houses do you need to do? That's what's going to be in this section. I probably lost. Do I got you, Rhonda? Or I want to make sure you're. Yeah. Your 411 is usually a little kind of tricky when you're first looking at it. Can I help explain it a little bit more?
No, actually, the 411 is making sense.
Okay, cool. Good. Does anyone have any questions on the 411?
Should we be specific? Like, my monthly goals is to open houses, but to be specific is to like help me.
Yes,
open
absolutely. Be very specific. Because if you just say, I want to do open houses, okay, is that 1? Is that 10? How does that help you reach your annual goal? So the idea is to be very specific. It helps you track yourself. It helps you be accountable. On the leadership side here in the office, we all do 411s for the market center so that we know exactly how we're going to achieve the goals the market center wants to achieve. Without that, we would be lost. And I can tell you right now, most of you probably wouldn't be here because we would be down at the bottom and not as good as we are. We believe in it, we live by it. And I had problems when I first came on with doing 411. It's not the easiest thing. And sometimes the accountability scares the crap out of you because you realize I'm doing not things I should be doing, I would rather just sit there and watch the game, play video games, whatever. You have these in front of you and you have it in front of you all the time, it's there. And if you're not doing it, you're not doing it. But this is the best way to keep yourself accountable and realize what your goals broken down look like. So another big thing, don't lose focus. We all lose focus. Market Center leadership are here to help you guys out. Amy's here to help you guys out. When you feel you're just down in the dumps and you're just frustrated, frazzled, come talk to us. We'll help you get back on point, help revitalize you a little bit and get you to the point where you need to be to keep focused. Once you start losing focus, you start letting the internal conversations happen of I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. And guess what? The next thing, I can't do this, I can't do this, and you're out the door. The last thing we want you to do is go out that door. We want to help you succeed. We do really believe that everyone in this room can be on that wall, the Capra wall, and then also possibly ALC. There's absolutely no reason why none of you never be on these boards.
Was ALC?
The Leadership Council, the Agent Leadership Council, we have to run all of the Market Center decisions through them, and they basically speak for everyone in the office.
I drive past it every day. I was like, I know her name.
Yeah.
Like I've seen it so many times.
She was, her first year, she was Rookie of the Year. I can't remember how many properties she sold, but I believe it was up in the 20 some odd range in her first year. So it's possible. Okay. Accountable people achieve results, others can only dream. Having that 411 is a big thing, trust me. And if you need help with it, you can kind of talk to me. I'm not best with them. I'm still working on myself, but Amy's definitely someone to help you out with that, as is Desiree and Carnegie as well. If you guys have questions. So what did you guys pick up from today?
Goals are important.
Yes, those were very important.
Accountability.
Accountability. See, you're on a roll here. I know where you're at. So you're
I'm there and nowhere.
yeah, exactly.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
I need.
you've got your
accountability.
goals, but you don't have your goals broken down to help you move forward.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
And your benefit, and your benefit.
Who else? What other ahas do you guys have?
Organization is very important.
Very much so. Very much so. Not only your business, but your personal life too.
And
No.
the fact that we don't think big. It's.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a realization.
We come in here thinking, man, I would love to make 100,000, 150,000. That's the most I've ever made in my entire life. But then when we realize how small that goal actually is, in the reality, you can go much higher.
The biggest realization is that in this business. Ceiling.
Exactly.
Which is, ceiling. You guys. can vote.
You guys are actually at the
Mhm.
lowest point you can be in real estate. Zero. You can only go up from here. There's no more going down. It's up. That's the best. That's the best thing. You've already hit your bottom because you're already here. You can only go up from here. Now you have to determine how quickly you go up and how high you go up. I can't tell you how to. I can't tell you what. I can't tell you what. I can help you get there by making things easier tech-wise. Amy can help you get there either by doing coaching. I'm the coach. I go to her still. So, there are things that we're leadership-wise, we're all really, really good at. And that's what we focus on. That's what we try to help you out. But we're here to help you out. We want you to reach that goal. We want you to hit that 300,000 goal. Oh my God, that just changed my life. So that's the whole.
And also, the big thing, I've been in this as well, that the people coming in, realization that in this business, you can be making as much as practice in
Yeah.
years and years for.
Yeah.
And school.
And they're still paying off their student debt too.
There's so much other work. I know you have to do It does,
That's really good right there. I honestly wouldn't have even thought of that because I never thought of myself ever being a doctor, ever wanting to be a doctor. So that was never, that's a good correlation. That's good. They went to school for all that and here you guys here are at zero, but at the end of the year, you make as much as that.
I have a friend who went to school that tech, she literally trained herself for years, herself through school, and she has been working for about 5 years and told me over the weekend, and she was like, yeah, I'm thinking about being a stay-at-home mom, and I'm just like, what? Like, you literally went through all of that.
I'm not here to smash education or anything
No, I
like,
know,
no,
but
I'm
it's
just saying, I'm
still-
putting that out there.
It's my fault.
Yeah, it's, I went to school, I did the whole school thing, I went through different things before I thought I realized what I wanted to do, and then corporate greed changed me from that, and that's when I came to this. At that point, I decided I was going to be my own boss, I was going to be the only greedy person that I had to deal with, not someone else telling me what to do, and how much of the money they're gonna take from me because they felt to take money. So, yeah, I believe in education, whatever.
Yeah.
It's all- This is just an alternative to reaching those. Anyone on Zoom got any ahas or anything like that?
My aha would be to see, like, visually seeing how important it is to actually set your goals in command. And so now, it's like, oh yeah, I should probably go do that because that's a really nice visual.
Yeah, I'm glad that helped out. Usually in this class, sometimes it doesn't visually get shown. It's just, hey, set your commands and set your goals in command. People move on from there because they don't really understand it completely. I'm pretty sure Amy does, but they don't really understand it completely. So that's kind of why I'm doing this one, because I kind of know. But yeah, if you have any questions about the command portion and going over goals and setting that kind of stuff, here. Beyond that, yeah, I think we're at the end. About 7 minutes. So if you guys want to talk about anything, doesn't necessarily need to be goals oriented.
the materials you have in front of you,
In
are those the ones that you?
the Ignite toolkit, yes, yeah.
You have 140. You insist all of them?
One should be the,
That participant guide, and then
that's yours, that's
your-
what you have in front of you. There's the facilitator one, which is mine. There's nothing special in there. Like, there's no super secret wisdom. Well, actually there is, but there's not anything extra than what I've gone over with. Just extra things I should have been talking about that I kind of like.
I like the first page, we had all the. Yeah, that one.
This
That
one,
Yeah,
you're gonna see this in every Ignite module. Is what successful agents do every day. If you're not doing this, you're not gonna be successful. That's the most important.
yeah. I want to print this, let me just take it each day.
Yeah. That should be, is that in your guys's, is not in there?
It really should have been.
Okay, so well, do you guys want that? Do you guys want this? Anyone else?
I have already.
You have it already? Okay, I will go into the thing after we're done and I'll pull that page and I'll print it out.
Yeah.
You have it already?
I want to talk.
Oh, you want to talk? Okay. On Zoom, I will try to figure out how to get to you guys. We have the sign-in list, so we'll get that stuff over to you, emailed out to you. I'll talk to Melinda and get that for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Any other questions, concerns, things that maybe you've been thinking about and been kind of afraid to ask?
I just want to say I'm not actually. I'm sorry that I never finished my schooling, but
Hey,
I-
where's?
yeah. But I have seen how professional people have their jobs. Just by doing it. And I know, like, to get anyway, you have to start understanding and taking the first step.
Yes.
That's the same thing, yeah.
Yes.
So we just have to do
Yep,
and do it.
you guys have already made the first step. You stepped into the industry. You're here.
Yeah.
You're wanting to learn this.
That was-
Yeah. That is the hard part about this job is if you do not do anything you love.
You get what you put into it.
That's exactly it. If you're not doing anything, if you're not doing these steps, you're not gonna get it. And then you're gonna find yourself going back to whatever you were doing before, unhappy and whatever it is, whatever motivated you